Am I the a-hole for telling my husband I hate his mentally disabled brother and that I will never form a relationship with him? There's a lot going on here, but I'll keep it as short as possible. My husband and I live fairly close to his parents, like 15 minutes, and his brother, who has severe intellectual disabilities at age 36. My husband is a doctor, and with the pandemic, we've decided to live apart for the time being so he doesn't have to worry about accidentally infecting me. So now I've moved with my in laws and his brother. I love my in laws like my own parents. His brother, however, is another story. He's disabled, but he has an incredible foul mouth and very offensive opinions that he's formed from years surfing deep corners of the internet. But he's disabled and it's not all there sometimes, so I do my best to help out and keep my mouth shut. Last Saturday, I was going on a walk with him, daily exercise. When we were walking past this big grocery store parking lot, we see a dad and son loading groceries into their car, and my brother-in-law started yelling racial insults at them. They were Asian. I was horrified and I tried pulling him away, but it was heartbreaking seeing the look on the little boy's face and the exhausted, defeated expression on his dad's face as they drove away. I was so angry that night. I called my husband and basically told him I will rent a hotel room myself because I can't stand another minute in the same house as his brother. It's been a week and my husband has told me he can't sleep because he's so upset over what I told him. I admit I used harsh words and fully laid out my feelings. He said he still loves his brother and can't stand the thought of us never getting along. Am I the a-hole for telling him directly how I felt about this brother? I'm wondering if I should have kept it to myself. I don't think it's ever good to keep things to yourself. If you feel uncomfortable with the situation, it's always good to speak. It's always good to speak out. Anyways, let's read the top comments. Not the a-hole. Hey, I get disabilities, but listen, if the guy is smart enough to use the internet and impressionable enough to learn these toxic behaviors from those dark corners of the internet, he is capable of learning other behaviors too, like politeness. The disability card is sometimes necessary, but sometimes it means people don't ever try to hold these individuals to any standards. You do not have to like this. You do not have to feel comfortable around this or fix it. I was thinking the same, like if he is capable enough of looking for certain things and comprehending what being racist means and what people on the internet are saying, then shouldn't he be able to comprehend, how to be kind and how to be nice and how to not say these hurtful things? I don't know, like I've never met anybody who had actual mental disability, so I don't know, like, but I'm just wondering, like, if you go on the internet and you're searching for certain things and you're seeing certain things and you're, listening to these people say all these things, and you can grasp the concept of being racist towards someone, shouldn't you be able to grasp the concept of not being racist and not saying certain, I don't know. You guys, I don't know. I've never met anybody who is mentally disabled. But what do you guys think? Am I the a-hole for throwing away my husband's Father's Day gifts after what he did on Mother's Day? My husband and I have 2 kids, 6-year-old boy and 8-month girl. He told me for 2 weeks leading up to Mother's Day that he had an entire weekend planned for me. This is not normal, but there's been years in the past where I did complain and feel hurt because he didn't really do much of anything for me on Mother's Day, but I always went all out for him on Father's Day and I just felt unappreciated. So I'm thinking that he finally understood where I was coming from and was going to make it special for me this year. I quite literally only asked for a massage and he repeatedly said that he couldn't just give me a massage because it wasn't enough. So, like, I don't know. At this point, I'm truly thinking this man went all out. Anyways, Friday rolls around and a bunch of people start showing up. He invited a good 10 to 15 people over. I think I knew 2 people. He called it the Mother's Day bonfire. We had a fire, alright, but I was the one who chased the kids around all evening, my 6-year-old while holding the baby and some other person's 2 kids because they weren't watching them, and quite literally no one spoke to me. I wasn't acknowledged until the very end of the evening, and that was by my husband's buddy who told me he was stealing my husband to go out for four-wheeling. It's like 11 p.m. at this point, and everyone except me was drinking. I said my husband wasn't going anywhere. I even said this to my husband. You're drinking. You're not going anywhere. He took that as, oh, I need to find DD and I can go. So he asked the neighbor to drive him around and took off with everyone. I am extremely hurt at this point because this was my promised weekend. I got stuck with other people's kids, wasn't spoken to at all, had a mess to clean up, and now my husband is taken off. I explain how hurt I am the next morning. He says he gets it and apologizes and says he just had too much to drink and wasn't really thinking clearly. Okay, I get it. It's whatever. We didn't do anything Saturday because he spent half the day sleeping off a hangover. Well, yesterday rolls around and his boss calls him at 6 a.m. and asks him to come in to work because they are short-staffed, and he said yes. So I expressed hurt and said, but it's Mother's Day. And he says, I know, I'm sorry, I just don't want to pass up the opportunity for more hours, which I get that too. So whatever, he gets home at 5 p.m. and starts getting the kids dressed and ushered to the door. So I'm thinking we are finally going to celebrate. We end up going on a walk. I love walking. But 5 minutes in, he's complaining and he has us turn around because of the black flies. They weren't even that bad. So again, I'm disappointed. When we got back home, he lays down on the couch and says, oh, your gift is in the truck. So I go and it's a $5 storage container for sugar flour. I do like stuff like this, but I'm so hurt at this point. I asked him if I could get at least a massage, and he says, I'm sorry, babe. I'm just so tired. So the massage she's asking for is a massage he gives her, not even like her going to a spa. That is crazy. And falls asleep around 8 p.m. when he usually doesn't even go to bed until midnight 1 a.m. I just sat there crying. I took the 3 gifts that I already bought him for Father's Day and chucked them in the trash can. Personalized items that cost me more than more than I want to admit, but I don't even care anymore. He found them in the garbage this morning and asked me what they were and why they were in the trash covered in food, and I told him they were his Father's Day gifts and left it at that. He's now saying that he tried to make my weekend special, that he's hurt by throwing away his gift to retaliate against him for it not turning out the way he wanted to. These type of situations is why I hate when people say, oh, well, you should communicate, because you can communicate all you want. You can stand on top of Mount Everest with a damn microphone and yell from the top of your lungs and communicate. If someone does not care about your wants and needs, and if someone doesn't want to comprehend what you're trying to communicate, then that will never work. Mother's Day falls around once a year. It's just one day out of the entire, how many days are in the year? 365 days. One day. And she literally asked for the simplest thing, a massage. I thought she was asking for like a spa, a massage from him. And instead of just giving her the damn massage she asked for, he did 121 different things that just costed her more stress and that she definitely didn't ask for. I feel like if your partner of yours communicates they want something, especially if that something is so simple, then why wouldn't you do it? It's because he doesn't care. And time again, these women are always complaining about men who do exactly this. They have a 6-year-old son and an 8-month-old daughter. I'm pretty sure, like she said, he was not the greatest of caring about her. And I feel like this even goes beyond Mother's Day. It's just the fact that if she's communicating her wants and needs and he's not listening and he's just trying to gaslight, manipulate her, and then on top of that he's just simply plain just doesn't give a damn. Like, I just feel like sometimes you just have to hold someone's hand and tell them, sweetie, he doesn't care about you. He really does not give a damn. Because at what level does a grown man not comprehend, I want a massage on Mother's Day from you? Like, that's all she asked for. 6 years she's been a mother. And then the crazy thing is, why would you have... I feel like... I don't know. I know someone's going to say, but it's just one thing. It's just Mother's Day. She's literally... I feel like Mother's Day is even more important than Father's Day because the woman literally carries and, sacrifices her entire life, because pregnant women can die anytime. And pregnancy and labor is such a hard task to carry your child. Yeah, he could go have with another woman, but at the end of the day, as long as the man isn't carrying a child whomever is carrying it is always going to be having a bigger burden than he is. And a simple massage and a simple, I appreciate your effort for being a good mom to our kids would have sufficed, instead of bringing 121 different strangers into the house and then saying, let's go for a walk, and then saying, I'm going to go home because there's too many flies. Well, yeah, it's nature and it's summer. I mean, what do you want to do about that? I don't know. I'm just rambling because things like these just gets me so heated. They're just so annoying and dumb. I feel like time and time again, like, women always just deal with the dumbest things. And at some point, like, what are we supposed to do about it?